All right, we'll be back from the break. You're still watching Smart 24 TV, where we drive your business, and this is the Policon, where we discuss politics and economics, basically driving analysis within that same space. And tell you what, this time around, this kind of conversation is rotating around a lot of empowerment and gender equality. And when we speak gender equality, we want to represent the grievances of women on top, to at least show them and give them a voice, that there are lots of women who have made it, many are still making it, and so the young women out there should never lose hope and should never be undermined, regardless of where you are or regardless of any sort of disability you may think you have. But remember that you can be able to achieve lots of things, as much or more than what even the men can achieve. And our topic today is basically rotating around digital accessibility for the women, building back from the theme of 2023's Women's Day celebration, which was looking at digital for all, focusing mainly on innovation and technology for gender equality, so that we can have women getting into this context of innovation and the world of technology that we are in. But of course, at the start of the show, we were building on to the background of the Uganda Women's Council, since we have the chairperson of the council, that is Hajat Farida Chiboa. Later, in the first place, I think I miscalled the name to the Chiboa. Normally, some of us are used to the Chimboa, the Chimboa type.
And normally people say it like that.
Oh, and of course, our discussion is rotating around there. And before the break, you did mention about household, the household model.
Yes.
And first of all, take us through this. How is it implemented?
Like I told you, when we came into office, we sat with the technical team and the national executive. Then we thought of how best we can reach out to the grassroots woman and maybe make the women leaders at the grassroots, the village, because even me, I'm a grassroots woman. Yes. We are the custodians of rural women.
Okay.
So we developed a household model, and our intention was to actually make sure that these women leaders in the villages where they started their journey of leadership do their roles and responsibilities effectively best at the village level.
Okay.
What do I mean by this? First of all, when you're a leader at the village, you know all the women in that village. You know all the households. You know which household has got issues.
Okay.
You know which household is can be an example, because we've had so many issues of poverty. When you're a leader in that village, you know which household actually has issues with poverty, that cannot even afford a meal in a day or 2 meals in a day. You know the family that has got issues to do with domestic violence, because you normally see that woman always fighting with a man, or today the woman goes out of the home, leaves the children there, goes for 5 months, then comes back. You know a man who goes to the bar, a local bar, takes waraji, comes back and beats that woman. You know girls that are dropping out of school and boys that have started taking drugs. So we really said, what is the role of this woman leader at the village? Okay. Because before you ask what the national chair has done, what have you done at the household?
Yes.
So we developed it. We looked for all what was required, and we developed a manual. We wanted to launch it, but then we got issues with COVID. Oh. We went into COVID. Oh. Yes. But what did we really expect out of that model? We thought that if these women take up their responsibilities, for example, I remember very well in COVID, I came out boldly to talk and made alarm and sending out a message to the women leaders that you as a woman leader at the village, you have to at least have a telephone contact of the sub-county chair, maybe the RDC, the DPC or the OC, so that in case of anything, you're able to call. And we had issues of domestic violence during that time. We would expect those women to run to the so-called Navachalas or the chairperson of the village for help. And this chairperson who is expected to rescue should just make a phone call that we have issues here. We had women who were dying giving birth. You remember that time when it was very strict, that they would not even allow even a pregnant woman or an expectant mother to go to where? To hospital. So it is that role of this woman leader to make alarm that, hey, we are dying. This is the problem. So we looked at issues to do with government programs. So many programs go down to the villages or to the sub-counties, but you find when our people don't know. So what is the role of this woman leader? It is to tell the women in that particular village that there is this program and we are supposed to benefit. We are meant to benefit out of it.
Okay.
So the household model, actually, we wanted the women to take charge of those households in their respective villages.
Yes.
We started it in my village with my team.
The good thing now, the government also picked up the same kind of model through the PDM.
The PDM, yes, and I don't want to say that ours was the first, but this one is at the parish.
Yes.
But ours was best at the village.
At the village.
So if we can, if we are looking at actually launching it, because we have embarked on it, we want to target families. What is this in the families that has not been done, that should be put proper? So that everybody enjoys, because all the problems that we have and the challenges, they begin at the family level. Me and you, we leave this studio, everybody will go back home.
Yes.
You do not know the challenges that I go through. I do not know the challenges that you're going through.
Yes.
So for us as women leaders, we thought that if we can launch this program, the model, the household model, and we make sure that we, in like a quarter, in 3 months, at least the women leaders sit together and they identify areas that have got homesteads that have got challenges. If it is a police case, you go to police. If it is RDC's case, you go to the RDC. If it is, if you can talk about it, then sit down as a woman leader and speak to your fellow woman and save a family. We have seen so many women that are leaving their homes desperately. Women who do not even don't know where they are going, but because the man has married another woman, the woman is abandoning her children, running out of that home. So what are you doing as a woman leader at the village level? What are you really doing? There are issues that we need to talk about as women.
Starting from
the roots.
Yes.
We talk about them, get solutions. When someone is crying, get a hanky, wipe her tears, and tell her that this is not the end of the day. Look at your children.
Yes.
Don't leave the children. You're going to leave your children behind.
Be hopeful.
Yes, because these things have happened before.
Yes.
So you're abandoning your children. You leave your children there. They are going to rape them. The boys are going to go into drugs. So at the end of the day, you will not even settle where you're going. Because so there are those problems that we need to talk about that don't require money, that don't require transport refund, that don't require refreshments. So for us as women leaders, we thought that the village model is the household model is the way to go.
Okay. And besides that, looking at the household model and everything, the Uganda Women Council, just like any other council, I know when an organization starts up, we always look at the objectives and everything. And once the objectives have been met, we term them as achievements or things that we've been able to at least look back and say, wow, this was hard. Now we can sit back and say, thank God we are perfect at this, or we are making it differently. What are some of the achievements when you look back that the Uganda Women's Council has been able to achieve? First, before you went into power, then secondly, when you were in power?
First of all, when before I came into power,
Yes.
I found a council that had no elected leaders, but the secretariat was there.
Okay.
Our offices are in Intinda. The offices were there with a team of some few technical people, and they kept the fire burning, though it was little, it was not that much fire, but at least we found them there, the existence of the secretariat.
Okay.
The secretariat was there, and we found a council that had leaders. Actually, they were not, they kept on sending out messages to the women, though they were not legal, and of course in offices, but at least they also kept the fire burning. And of course, my predecessor actually left the mantle to the vice and other executive committees because she was appointed a minister. But at least every Women's Day, we found them making a statement on behalf of the women. And of course, the secretariat was there, and they kept on pushing to have, and the ministry kept on pushing to have council leaders elected, because we are the board. We are the ones who have passed resolutions. We are the ones actually who give them what to do. If we don't give the secretariat what to do, then they don't do the work on behalf of the elected leaders. We are the bosses.
Okay.
So in this case, the bosses were not there, but the technical people were there. So that finding them in office gave us a chance to come in. And of course, when we came in, they were also happy that now they had got a substantive leadership. They took us through what has been happening and what they expect us to do, and we also had a very we appreciated them, and we started on. First of all, we found all of them, including the executive secretary, he was not substantive.
Okay.
So we made a resolution, we took to the ministry, and he was appointed. He was appointed, and we started doing work. Even the program manager, the assistant program manager, the accountant, the drivers, we started. What did we start with? We started with, of course, the mandatory executive meetings. We had meetings, and we looked at what we needed as a council. We said, how are we going to start? We need visibility. People should know that the council exists. That was a big task, and we wanted to be vibrant.
Okay.
It was really very, very hard for us to be visible because we had found a council that was not in existence. We started going out to the media, and we started making press conferences. We were in the newspapers, and when Women's Day came, we started, and people got to know that now we have a council. Then we looked at our mandate, what we are mandated to do: mobilize women for economic purposes, development.
Okay.
We started looking at the government programs that were in existence. We mobilized the women. We went back to the program of Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program. We started, and we made sure that we sensitized all the district chairpersons.
Okay.
They got to know about it. Then after that, we went and had meetings with all the executives at the district. Then after that, we went to the sub-counties. We sensitized all the chairpersons of the sub-counties and their executives in all the villages of Uganda, taking them through their roles and responsibilities, telling them how we were established by an act of parliament. You know, they wanted to mix us with the women's league structures of NRM. And because we subscribe to the NRM party, but we tried to tell them that for us as Women's Council, fine, we contest as flag bearers, but when it comes to doing work, we are doing for all the women of Uganda, because this is what the law tells us to do. So they got to know now the difference between the council and the Women's League. You understand?
Yes.
So that one we also fought so hard, and they got to know that when you're working in the Women's Council, you work for all the women of Uganda.
Yes.
Not saying that me, I'm NRM, I'm working for only the women.
Yes.
So, and we were giving examples that you see when government, when it brings a program, they don't say that this is for NRM. Yet the head of state is the chairman of the NRM party. So we tried to tell them that Women's Council is a government structure. So we are working, it is for all the women of Uganda. Most interestingly, there is something that I normally talk about as an achievement that people don't think it is maybe something small. The women's anthem.
Okay.
Yes, we taught these women how to sing the women's anthem and internalize and get the message.
That one is quite different from ours.
Yes, it is quite different. It's like being a Ugandan when you don't know the Ugandan anthem.
Very true.
Yet the message is very clear, and the women's anthem has a clear message on issues to do with women.
Okay.
So I told them you need also to be visible in all the places where you're going to be. When they say who is going to sing for us the women's anthem, you have to be in position to sing it. Make sure that you're visible in your councils, because we are ex-officials in the district councils. The women at the sub-county level are ex-officials in the sub-county councils. So we were encouraging them to attend those councils, listen to the issues that are affecting women, and maybe reporting to the relevant authorities. So putting that aside, we made sure that, like I told you, all the district chairpersons got stamps. All of them, the National Women's Council Secretariat provided stamps for all the women. Because when we identify the beneficiaries of WEP, you have to sign as a chairperson, and then you stamp before the file is forwarded to the Ministry of Gender to be given money. So that one was also a very big achievement. When the parish development model came, we went, trained all the chairpersons of the parish, all the parishes of Uganda. We trained them and we alerted them that, look here, there is a program that is coming, but the women have 30%. Don't sit behind. So that one was also a very big achievement, because reaching out to all the parishes of Uganda. And we had an opportunity to have the statutory annual council meetings, that one council meeting per year. We managed to have all those meetings in all the 4 years.
You pushed for it.
We pushed for it, and women would bring ideas and views, then we make recommendations. And we've had an opportunity to attend all women days, and we've had that opportunity. Another thing that we achieved is that we found when the Act talks of 4-year term of office.
That is for all those who are on the...
Yes, all of us, yes. All of us, right from the village
like
to
the
leadership.
Yes.
4 years term. Then we were like, how come the Women's Council is mandated to be in office for 4 years, yet all other office bearers sit in office for 5 years? We had the mandate. Yes, we did it. We amended, and the minister signed. So that law is also what? Amended. So I think it was also a big achievement, because we didn't want to see us stay in office for only 4 years, yet people are
staying in office for 5 years.
Yes. So that was another achievement. And of course we managed to raise the budgets
of the women.
From 8
to 30%.
Yes.
Okay.
From the 800 million shillings that we found,
okay,
and that would go into wages only.
800 million was going for, that was an annual.
Annual, yes. That means every quarter they would get like 200, and when you get, yes, always. But now we have a tune of 10 billion
per year.
Per year.
Oh.
So this has really helped us that now our women are accessing that institutional support to support them move in their sub-counties. We have to recover that money of WEP. You know, WEP is a revolving fund.
Yes.
When money is sent out to the villages or to the different groups, you have to make sure that you make a follow-up. You make a follow-up so that these women recover the money, and it is given to another what?
So
another group.
How do they access this money through the Women's Council? Is it through their different leaders?
No. It is the money goes to the district account under the COW and CFO. Then it comes to the Department of Gender. Then the women leaders now go there and they budget for it, and they see what activities they want to do.
To use that money?
Yes, but it is majorly to support the women, and of course to make sure that money for WEP is recovered and YLP.
Okay.
Yes, because a lot of money has been invested. And another one is that we managed also to allocate 3 million shillings for all the districts of Uganda to celebrate Women's Day. Yes, it has never been in place. So we are happy that at least every district is now accessing 3 million shillings to prepare Women's Day, because we cannot be celebrating the national day and we don't.
And there is literally no celebration.
Absolutely, at the village level, at the district. So they can use it to maybe. I know it is not enough. Someone would say, "What will 3 million?" Yes, it is a startup. Yes, so we have managed actually to participate to mobilize women. Mobilizing women into leadership. Yes, this one we have achieved. As we talk, we have a minister in the Women's Council. That is Honorable Sam, she's on my executive. We have 2 members of parliament, my vice, who is the woman MP of Lira, and she's the district chair of Lira. And the one of Amolata, she's also a member of parliament. We have she's the chairperson of Amolata District Women Council, but now she's a member of parliament. We have 2 members of parliament. We have a number of district councillors that are members of the Women's Council. We have RDC. We have the chairperson of Sironko is the RDC now of Manafa. We have a mayor, the chairperson of Chiriandongo is a mayor. We have a number of sub-county councillors, so many of them. So you really see that we have tried. When you're in the council, you learn how to speak, you learn how to express yourself, and you take up any space that is available. Others even contested with men, only that they didn't make it. Yes, but you get an opportunity to contest. There is nothing that can buy you from contesting when you're in the Women's Council. It is a necessary bed, and we have done it. We had a tour, an exchange. We went to Nairobi, all the district chairpersons. We went and visited some farms in Nairobi there, in Kenya. So it was a very good opportunity for us. It was good exposure, and so many. But the issue of visibility, and I think it is even the reason why you invited me here. Very true. Yes.
And of course, to our dear viewers, I want us to go in for a break, but when we return, discussion will entirely go a little bit into the challenges that the council has faced. Then we shall also look deeper in understanding how we can include women in conversations around digital, or the digital accessibility, innovation and technology. How can we create gender equality, rotating around that? that is going to be coming in our last part of the show. But of course, if you're enjoying the show, all you need to know is after the show is done, you can easily go to our YouTube channel, that is Smart24 TV, and then rewatch it again. And of course, remember to subscribe. Remember, we're on GoTV channel 394, and then on DSTV is channel 372. Our discussion today is rotating around how we can empower women, and not only into the political space, but especially around the business, all this, the economic space in Uganda, because you never know. Some of us who have grown up into the arms of what you could call a single mother in a space, you will definitely know the impact your mother has had onto your life, and then you will know why we need to keep on empowering these women, not only in leadership but also in business. After the break, more discussions that will be in our last part of the show. You're still watching the Policon, where we discuss politics and economics.